Hi, my name is Maureen Wolfie. I'm currently a student at Garndale High School. The past 3 years on Student Council have been life-changing. I have learned to be grateful for what I get. Christmas Visions has taught me that people aren't as fortunate as me, and it really opens your eyes to see what other people live like. I used to wake up on Christmas morning, and if the one thing I wanted for Christmas wasn't there, I was disappointed. My first year on Student Council, I was part of the group that received the wish list, and you saw what things people needed and what they wanted, and it was things that I take for granted each day, like my toothbrush or toothpaste, or even just snacks in general to eat throughout the day. If I want those, I just go to the store and get them, and they can't do that because they don't have that kind of money. And it really just opens your eyes to see that people aren't as fortunate as you.
Hi, I'm Katie Gordon. I am the French teacher here at Garndale High School, and this is my 10th year here. One of the things that quickly became a part of my heart was the Christmas Visions program. And I guess part of the fun part of this is actually raising money. And the first period teachers and the first period classes all give, and this is the fun part of the fundraising. There are some competitions that kind of are involved, and all of the students at Garndale are a part of this. And that's something that's really, really creative, and it's important, I think, because it teaches students that they are a part of something bigger than themselves. But one of the things that quickly made Christmas Visions a part of my heart was when I was able to shop for one of my own students. The teachers here at Garndale shop for students who need to know what Christmas feels like. So I was able to do that. When we returned from Christmas break, I had one of my students walk into my trailer. This was actually while the new school was being built. And he walked in, and I asked him how his Christmas was, and he smiled. And he said, "It was awesome, Ms. McDowell. How was yours?" And I said, "It was great." I said, "So tell me what it was like." And he pointed to his shoes, and he said, "I got some new shoes." I said, "Oh my gosh." I said, "Those look awesome." And he said, "They're the first shoes I've had that didn't have holes in them." And I said, "They're the first shoes that you've had, like the first new shoes or first?" He said, "They're the first shoes I've had that didn't have holes in them." And I was able to be a part of that for him. I will never forget it.
Hello, my name is Trisha Merritt. I am a teacher at Garndale High School, and this is my 10th year to be here. When I was a student at Garndale High School, Christmas Visions existed, but it didn't exist to the capacity that it is today. And as a person, Christmas Visions is now my favorite part of Christmas. I am privileged enough to get to shop for some of these children, and it changes your entire viewpoint of this holiday. Normally we revolve around like what gifts do we want and things like that, but it changes it into a perspective where you're all about the other person and you're giving them because you're helping someone who can never be able to tell you thank you. And because of that, it is completely selfless giving. One story that has stuck with me, I was shopping with another teacher one year named Ms. McDowell, and we were shopping for this student whose list included things like a razor and deodorant and shoes that didn't have holes and pants that were too short, and they were just asking for clothes that fit and for bare necessities. And then at the very bottom, underneath the want section, it said an electric heater because they didn't have enough money to pay their gas bill. And that sticks with me because we teach these children and we invest in them, and then sometimes you don't even know the hardships that they face outside of here, and to think that this child was living somewhere that didn't have heat when it's 17 degrees outside. And so when you give to this program, every single penny goes to helping these children. Nothing is overhead cost, and you are giving to moments like that to help these kids have a life that is better and happier. And I don't know, that's what Christmas is all about.
My name is Tiffany Posey, and I graduated from Garndale High School in 2015. I'm now a sophomore and residential advisor at Birmingham Southern College. Decorating for Christmas gives me so much joy, and it gives me an opportunity to answer people's questions when they ask me why I'm decorating for Christmas in the middle of August when school just started. And the answer is very obviously Christmas Visions. It impacted me majorly going from high school to college, and I've carried it with me every step of the way in my journey at Birmingham Southern. I love getting to tell people about it because long before I was in the student council at Gardendale, I was receiving Christmas visions in a different way. Back in late elementary school, my family didn't have the financial ability to buy Christmas the way that everybody else gets to. So we found out about the program through the high school of Christmas Visions because my brothers attended there. And we started doing it from elementary school to middle school. And when I got to fill out the lists of what I wanted for Christmas, my needs and my wants were exactly the same. When I wrote down what I wanted, instead of a regular child asking for dolls, asking for video games, a cell phone, whatever it is that you ask for in early middle school, I had to keep in mind that I didn't have clothing or shoes or the basic needs that we don't really think about getting for Christmas, or that normal people, average people tend to complain about getting. Nobody really wants socks for Christmas, but for me it was thrilling to open up my sack and see that I had socks in it. Back in the 6th grade, we didn't have winter clothing in my family. We wore the same clothes year round. My brothers had some very old, worn out jackets that I was able to borrow. And I remember having to wear their jackets to middle school, and it earned me the nickname of Rags for a while. Kids made fun of me because I didn't have clothing. I didn't have the ability to go buy the clothing that they had. And when I got Christmas that year, when Gardendale High School came through and bought me Christmas, I opened up my big garbage bag full of things, and there was a jacket and pants and shoes, and it was probably one of the greatest days of my life in the 6th grade to finally have my own jacket that I was able to wear. And when I came back to school in January, I was finally able to answer the teachers' questions when they ask you what you got over Christmas break. That's something that I'll never forget from my childhood. So when I came up to high school, when I finally made it into the 9th grade, my goal for the entirety of high school was to make it onto student council so that I would be able to provide for other kids what took so long to get provided for me. And when I finally, on awards day, got the certificate that said that I was going to be a member of the Gardendale Student Council, I pretty much cried. It was the greatest day for me to know that I was now going to get to shop for kids and understand the reaction that they were going to have when they opened up their presents on Christmas Day. And I could sympathize, I could empathize with those kids and know what big of an impact that I just made in their lives. Because now, just like me, they weren't going to feel unfortunate or left out or made fun of, but they were also going to be a person.